Hello and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, and as I like to remind you each and every day, it expands our base. The Syrians' surprise, and believe me, it was a surprise. No one anticipated the Assad family rule, more than 50 years, would come to such a decisive and remarkable end. Bashar Assad, the former president, was given sanctuary in Moscow. Moscow, of course, his greatest ally, and let's be clear, the greatest blows administered in this revolution were to Moscow and to Iran, and I would suggest to many in the radical Islamic world, including Hamas. There is no doubt that the collapse of the Assad regime is long overdue. We know that Assad used chemical weapons against his own people. We know that he has been a pariah in the West for many, many, many years. But we also know that his control, beginning with his father Bashar Assad, was a remarkable part of the Middle East history. Now, what happens next? That's the question. And to be honest with you, nobody knows. We know that the United States, and both Donald Trump and Joe Biden have said that the United States had no role in the overthrow of the Assad regime. That's a good thing. It also means that our policy is wide open because a coalition of groups led this revolution. What does it mean for the Middle East? Well, let's be clear. The first thing that the Israelis did was to hit the munitions dumps of Assad's army, destroying, we believe, the chemical weapons which Assad had. And you will recall that some years ago, Israel hit Assad's nuclear production facility, wiping it out. There is no doubt that the Israelis are happy about what has happened. They did not believe that any kind of modus vivendi could be established with Assad. But now comes the tricky part. Who will take the place of Assad? Will it be a radical Islamic group? Will it be a coalition of groups? Will the guarantees that are now being given for religious freedom in Syria be accepted? Will the demonization of Israel continue? And what about Iran? It has lost a major ally. Russia lost a major ally. And yes, Hamas and Hezbollah lost a major ally as well. The removal of one force reminds me of the expression that it is better sometimes to deal with the devil you know than the devil that you don't know. And the world does not know what is going to come now after the Syrian revolution. What we do know is that it will have a critical impact on the Middle East. Is it possible that in this era of change, that there will be advantages to the revolution in Syria? All we can do is say we hope so. Now, I want to deal with another question, and that has to do with retribution. Donald Trump, on Meet the Press yesterday, was very clear that he wants to go after his political enemies. But when asked whether he would go after Joe Biden, he indicated no, that his retribution will be the success of his administration. That was a positive statement by Donald Trump. Is it true? With Kash Patel as head of the FBI, with an attorney general, Ms. Bondi, who is committed to going after political enemies, will that sentiment prevail? Let's remember that there is a lot yet to learn about what Donald Trump's intentions are. And we must wait and see. One thing is clear. The idea that Liz Cheney or Adam Kinzinger or others on the January 6th committee, including Benny Thompson, should be in jail is abhorrent to everything we believe as Americans. You know, it's a curious thing. We expect that there will be, well, strong language used when you defeat a political opponent. But one thing is clear, that retribution by the Trump administration would be bad for America. An enemies list, like the one Richard Nixon put together, is not something we want to see 50 years later. And one last comment, if I may. This moment in time is critical for many reasons. One of the things we have to do is have rational discussion, rational debate that means something. The fact that in the House of Representatives, the Republicans now have a margin of 2 votes, that's it, makes the probability of a shift in the House of Representatives real. We are going to have to watch what House committees do, and yes, what Senate committees do. In short, we have a long way to go till we know what the future holds. One thing is clear. There are constant changes, constant nuances, and all of these things need to be felt. Donald Trump was in France for the dedication of the newly reconstructed Notre Dame Cathedral, and the church bells rang. And yes, Donald Trump met with Zelensky of Ukraine and Macron of France, hoping against hope, I think, that we can restore a more peaceful world. I don't know whether that's possible, but I do know that all of these events make it more likely and more important that we continue the discussion on Around the Political World with John Rothman. And that is something we pledge to do. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am John Rothman. Make sure to follow along and let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand. And of course, you can interact with me on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and I appreciate your comments. They mean a lot to me. And of course, special appreciation to Gogo Zoger, who in the midst of turbulence around the world provides civility for this program. Gogo, thanks so much. I am John Rothman. I will see you tomorrow, right here on Around the Political World with John Rothman.